Okay, so this is a fun video where I am introducing the puppy to a leash, and I'm going to break it down and have little talks in between. So I want you to see that the very first thing I'm doing is just putting the collar back on her and allowing her to back away if she's not feeling comfortable. I think this is very important that we build that trust. She doesn't know if I'm playing, what I'm doing, so I'm just letting her figure it out, and I am rewarding her as she's allowing me to do what I need to do, which is just put the collar on. So enjoy.
Good girl. Ooh. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good job. Good girl. Yeah.
Okay, now that we have the collar on, I want to hook the leash. Now, this is the very first time that a leash has been attached to her collar. She has not seen the leash. She's not met the leash. I have not used the leash in the 6 weeks I've had her. So this is the very first time she is introduced to the leash. So watch how I'm breaking it down and taking it into small steps.
Okay. This is your leash. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, good job. It's a good girl. Good. 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 Good job. Good girl.
So once I get the leash attached, then I just let her feel the weight of it. Now I try to find a leash in the house that has the lightest clip to it. She's only 13 pounds, so I don't want anything real heavy around her neck. So right now I'm just letting her kind of, feel it and let it just kind of hang. And then with this next clip, I'm allowing her to do a little movement with it, but I'm also showing her where it would probably be in her eyesight if I'm standing up and it's hanging, because it's very different than when it's down below and she can't see it. But once I'm standing up, it's going to be hanging differently. I need her to get used to that visual and to understand that that is something that's attached to her, that's attached to me, and it's just a part of what it is.
He's a good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. Very good. Good. Can we go this way? Good girl.
Now, at the very end of that video, you heard me say this way, and she moved. Now, this is the really important part about leash work. You really need to put in walking commands or words, however you want to look at it, before attaching a leash. You need to have some directional cues. I've been using Let's Go in this way with her since I brought her home. And Let's Go means we're on the move, which you'll see in the later videos. This way means in my direction. Now, I use this to get her to come back in my direction if she's too far away, or if I'm changing directions and I need her to follow. It's not a coming with me or being next to me. It's just in my direction. So by using that word, I'm telling her to move in directions so that I can get her to move without her feeling any pressure on the collar. The moment she feels pressure on that leash, she's going to automatically pull against it. And that's why a lot of people have issues with their dogs and their leashes, is because they're constantly pulling on the dog and the dog is constantly pulling on them, and it's just this pull fest, and it's not fun for anyone. So we have to put in words. These are words that I use regardless if a leash is attached or not. The leash is just there for safety, to limit options, and of course, the law, but I'm using the words to get her to move. So now that she's felt the heaviness, she's seen where it's being and where it lays, now I'm just going to do just a little movement using my words. And I'm also going to get her to move a little bit using some other things that she knows, like touch, just to see that she can move with this weight around her neck that she's not used to. Small steps, but I did all of this in probably 10 to 15 minutes.
This way. Good girl. Yay. Good job. Good girl. Very good. Who's a good girl? Yeah. Good job. Good girl. Let's go this way. Good girl. This way. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Good job. Good girl. Touch. Good. Good girl. Touch. Good girl. Good job. Good girl.
Okay, so after a very short training session, I took it off, gave her some freedom, and then we did a couple other things. And then you're going to see on this one, I have put her placemat down and I'm hooking the leash back. Again, this is only the second time she's had the leash attached. And so I want her to feel comfortable about backing away and saying no and feeling comfortable when I do hook it. And then once I get it hooked, I just let her hang out for a second. Again, feeling the heaviness, feeling that it's there when she's moving, that it's following her, because that can be scary for some dogs. So again, I'm just taking a minute to just let her feel what this feels like before asking to start doing a bunch of movement.
Leash. Yes. Oh. Good. Oh. Good. Good. Yay! Good job. Good girl. Good girl. You're a good girl. Very good. Good. Fix. Good. Good job. Good girl. Good. Good job. Good girl. Good.
Okay, so now we're just going to do some light movement, kind of back and forth, using our this way, but also allowing her to move on her own. I want her to know that she has some ability to move with this. I'm not looking for anything specific. I'm just rewarding her for moving, having this leash attached so that she understands that movement will happen with the leash. Instead of like the place that you see me pick up and put away, that's for just chilling. Right? That's not moving. That's just chilling out. So I want her to know that the leash oftentimes means that we're going to be moving. So having her to move on her own and getting rewarded for it helps to communicate that.
Good. I know you like your place. This way. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. This way. Good. This way. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Good job. This way. Good. Yes, ma'am. Very good girl. Yeah. Good job. Good girl. Good girl.
And in this final video, you're going to see that I'm actually starting to move and giving her directional cues. So I'm giving her information. Let's go. We're on the move. This way, we're changing direction. And I want to make sure that everything I do, I need to do it to ensure that she's not feeling any pressure or pull on the collar. And I want to get this really good and rewarded. And you'll see how I'm starting to reward her for moving with me. instead of just moving. Now I want her to move with me and get rewarded for that.
Let's go. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. Yay, good job. Good girl. This way. Yeah, good job. Good girl. Who's a good girl? It's you. Good job. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Good job. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Good. This way. Good girl. Good job. This way. Oh, it's a good girl. Yeah. Good job. That's a good job. Good job. Good job. All done. Yay. Good girl.
And that basically was the first part of working on the leash. This was, like I said, the very first time she had ever had the leash attached. No, we had not put it on outside yet. I don't have any video of that yet, but since I have done this video, she has been outside with it. And we actually had a potty on the leash for the first time a couple of days ago, which is very exciting. And she has had a little fighting with it. But again, it's about making sure that you have words to go with this. Do not just use the leash to control your dog. You will get a dog who will hate the leash, who will find it as an aversive. They're going to pull against it, bite on it, and do all of these things. Has she tried playing tug with it? Absolutely. Do I let her? Yeah, right now I'm not worried too much about it. She's 3 months old. As long as I've got the words there, and I've got the information to give her on what is needed, then we'll be okay. It's when I don't give the information and I just hook a leash and start dragging a dog around. So I do not recommend that. You can start teaching let's go in this way simply in the house by using a lure, having your dog just follow you with a treat in hand, and adding the words. And we do have some videos on leash manners. So check out the YouTube page, check out our website, and you can find all the links and the link in the bio. But you need to do this if you want to have success with a leash and your dog. So get out there, and even if you have an older dog who's terrible on the leash, buy a new leash and just start over. Just start over and start really giving the words that your dog needs in order to understand your expectation when a leash is attached to him and attached to you. So go practice.